20 years ago this month, Canon introduced this camera. This is the Canon EOS Rebel XTi. This is the third generation of the popular digital Rebel series. Now, what was kind of neat about this camera, it was the first basic amateur camera, also kind of semi-pro camera, that came out with a 10 megapixel sensor. Now, even though that's not a big deal now, back then it was kind of a big deal in that it was the first 10 megapixel sensor that you could probably afford. Now, this camera, even though it's pretty basic, it had a lot of features that were attractive to many photographers, including me, and this is the main reason that I switched over at the time from Pentax to using Canon. So what I've decided to do is, for about a week, I'm going to use this camera and I'm going to see what I can come up with and see if it's more about the photographer than the camera. Well, for my first shot this morning, I have a grass seed head that has sort of backlit light to it, and it's also got sort of a little, I don't know what you call it, little seed, another seed head from another plant, which I'm guessing is probably like goat's beard or some sort of fuzzy thing. I'm not too good at identifying things that don't relate to what they're on. So anyway, I'm taking a picture of that. So what I've got here setting up this shot is the XTi is mounted to a 70-200, and just using that to try and isolate the background. Well, I'm not real sure if it's just the way things are working out, but I seem to be taking a lot of close-ups today. Right now I've got these small yellow flowers. I'm not real sure what they are, actually. I'll have to look them up when I get home. I think I used to know what these were, but I have no idea right now. My boss at the Colorado State Forest Service used to always call them DYFs, damn yellow flowers. After doing so many close-ups, I also wanted to make sure I got some wildlife photography in. I used my 500mm f4 with a small 12mm extension tube to get some shots of some of the nuthatches that frequent my backyard. Late summer is probably one of the worst times to take bird pictures because their plumage is so ratty, but I was hoping that maybe I could find one that wasn't as bad. The 3 frame per second burst rate, along with the not so accurate autofocus, made this difficult. I was also limited to not wanting to use ISO higher than 400. But with persistence, I was able to get a number of usable in-focus frames. Next, I headed down to the local lake to try a few landscape photos. I found this field of tansy in bloom and photographed it using the classic near-far relationship landscape composition. For this shot, I used a Canon 17-40mm lens, equivalent to a 28-64 on this crop frame camera. Then I spotted these willows near the water's edge. It was the way the light was mingling in the lower branches that attracted me. Also, the way some of the leaves are already beginning to turn. I did a couple compositions, one vertical and one horizontal. These are the kind of images that I really enjoy making, something that's a little bit deeper than the regular, broad view. So after about a week of using this camera, what I've decided is that it is more about the photographer and using your eye and your vision rather than fancy equipment and everything. Is it easier with a more modern camera? Sure, it is. But hard pressed, I can still use this camera, and that's a good thing to know. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed tagging along with me. I hope you've enjoyed the images. And until next time, I'll see you on the trail. What is this? What is this thing? My goodness, look at the size of that card.